Now, if you struggle with rotating through the golf ball, maybe you stall out your rotation, you get a little bit flippy, a little bit handsy through the golf ball, I'm going to show you in this video two really good drills to instantly give you the feel of that nice, passive, good rotation through the ball, which will stabilize your club face and make you hit really good golf shots. So I'm Jonathan Chown with JChownGolf. Let's get right into this and how we're going to rotate better through impact. So guys, before we get into these two drills that will really get you turning through the golf ball, there are reasons to why our body will stop our rotation in the downswing. And luckily, I'll put a card up there to a video that I've made where it's 3 reasons to why our body will stall at its rotation, because there are reasons to why our body will not rotate. So if you don't know that, watch that video and come back, because we need that knowledge to be able to get ourselves to rotate. It's not as simple as drills, just doing drills. We've got to know and then do the drill. So if you know that already, guys, let's get right into this drill. So here's the first one. So just like any other part of the golf swing, we need to get reps in. We need to get reps of really doing it. If we've figured out why, let's say I'm coming down and my club face is quite open, of course I'm going to stop my rotation to flip those hands. So we might know, right, I need to come down with that club face squarer, and then all of a sudden my body will rotate, which is actually not true. That's priming you to rotate with that club slightly, you know, a little bit more squared, but we still have to get the reps in to be able to get the rotation through impact. So the first drill here is going to be purely for that. Now this one is probably one of my favorites, and it's called the preset impact drill. So what we do with a preset impact drill, we at setup really replicate our ideal impact. So for us, it's the rotational aspect. So here's me at a normal setup. I'm very much, you know, square on with everything, but we know we want to be rotated, don't we, at impact. We want to have definitely our weight on our left side, so a good 75%, maybe even more weight on our left side. I want to really open up my hips, ideally as much as I can, as much as my mobility allows me to, and I also want to open up my upper body kind of as much as I can as well. But we also need our right shoulder to be slightly down. Imagine you're skipping a stone. Where would you be just at the point of skipping a stone? You'd be here, just as you're throwing it. So we just need to now put a club in our hands in that same movement, and then we're at our ideal impact. So we're not just rotating, we're also side bending, aren't we? So we want to be doing that. Now, all we do from there, guys, is we do a little swing up to half swing and then through the shot. That's all we need to do from there. We only are swinging half swings because we're targeting through impact, aren't we? So again, let's go. Let's really open up that body, hips a lot, really open up my chest. I'm down in this position like I'm skipping a stone, small back and then through. And just like that, we'll be springing back into that position. It's how we can get almost a perfect kind of movement of rotation through that ball. You guys will be amazed that once you do this, is you're gonna really see your body's ability to be able to rotate immediately show up out of nowhere. But it's gonna be exclusively almost to the drill when you're trying that. A golfer who does a little bit of this in his like pre-shot routine or as he's over the ball as a trigger is Matthew Wolff. Him and his coach George Gankus did this drill a lot because he struggled with rotating. Just like I said at the beginning of the video, you've got to know why you don't rotate. Again, with George and Matt, they knew why he didn't rotate, but he was still struggling to get his body turning. They did this drill loads, getting the preset in there and then swinging, you know, doing those little swings, swinging through. And then I think it was apparently Matt then was practicing on his own and he turned it into a little trigger before he hit the ball, that little move, and then going up there, replicating that same feel, because it gets your body primed into that position. But just like anything else, if we get the reps in there, we're going to be really rotating through because it acts like a spring effect. Exactly why Matt Wolff does it, because he goes back, springs, and then springs back through, primes his body to rotate nicely. So it'll be a great one to try first, guys. Preset that impact. So as we could see there, the preset impact drill for that drill. Now this second one, so drill number 2, is gonna again kind of have the analogy of a tour player. First one was Matthew Wolff, the next one is Tommy Fleetwood. As Tommy Fleetwood, as we all know with his golf swing, has that Tommy Fleetwood follow through, doesn't he? The sawn off follow through. Now that was developed out of a drill that he used to do. Now, this drill is a little bit adapted to it because it's not completely it, but it will give you the same Tommy Fleetwood looking finish. Because why that's important is because, again, it all relates into that kind of skipping the stone type of movement here, being here. And you've got to notice how my right arm, when I'm doing that, remember how bent it is. It's really, really bent. That's ideally what we want at impact. We want a bent arm, because if we're going to hit the golf ball with a bent right arm, we've got to be rotating and side bending to get onto that golf ball. If we stop our rotation and we stall out, most likely we're going to stand up and straighten the arm. So we can really get the good reps in there of getting a component we need to rotate, or that kind of is attributed to the rotational move with that right arm, and we're kind of taking that little bit and focusing on it, and that's going to be our drill to extent. So what we do here, this is called the bent arm drill. So the bent arm drill is, we set up to the golf ball just like normal, and we keep our right arm, we do it again, similar length golf swing, about half swing, 3/4, but we keep our right arm bent the entire time, even through to the finish. So like a Tommy Fleetwood finish, even through to the finish there is where we're keeping this right arm. We want to keep it bent all the way through. So here, I'm just going to do a little swing. My only focal point here is keeping that right arm bent for as long as I can, even to my finish. So you can see there how I get in a very Tommy Fleetwoody kind of finish position. Wouldn't worry about if you feel like your left arm is getting a bit bent post impact as well. Doesn't really matter. All we really want to focus on is that right arm being bent, because we need, if we're going to have that right arm bent coming into the ball, we need body rotation to be able to hit that ball. Again, if we slow that down and we look at that, if you do it yourself, film your swing, which you should always do for feedback, you're going to see if you're keeping that right arm bent, you're going to be turning around the corner and getting that really good rotation we all want. So again, same thing, right arm bent all the way through the shot, only about half swing, just keeping that right arm bent. There we go. So that is the drill to do that, the kind of Tommy Fleetwood kind of drill that gets you swinging like him. So that's where we're just taking a component out of what we need to rotate, the bent right arm, playing around with it. So guys, there's two really good drills, really quite nice and simple, but ultra effective to getting that good rotation through the golf ball. So we've got two good options. I like the first one the best personally, but drills work differently for other people, which is why I always like to give options for drills in videos. So have a good practice with that. And if you liked the video, you found it helpful, of course, press that like button. And if you want more golf instruction just like this, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell button too, to be notified every single time I put out a video. So guys, just like anything else in the golf swing, we've got to get reps in, get the reps in of turning through the golf ball, and you'll be rotating better through the ball in no time.